Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you hear any grass cutting in the background, they are cutting grass around my home, so just tune it out if y'all can hear it. Today is a beautiful day. Thank you for clicking on my video. I hope that anyone who is watching my video is doing absolutely amazing in life. Know that life is precious. God is on your side. And with today's video, I'm going to be talking about some more tips and tricks with working with DoorDash. If you have not watched my last video, watch that one first and then come back to this video. This video, I'm getting more into depth of DoorDash. I've been doing DoorDash since March and we are currently in the month of June. So I have a little bit more of experience. I know others have been doing it for years. I've been doing it for months. A lot of things have changed and things are better. So let's get started with the video. The first thing I want to touch on is your score. So your score, your rating is based upon your acceptance rate, how often you are completing each delivery, it's even rating you on customers, like however many stars or they leave positive reviews. You're basically getting your ratings on everything. You're even getting rated on how fast you're picking up the order and dropping it off. So with your rating, you start at nothing and then you progress to silver, gold, and then platinum. Right now I am in gold status. It did not take long to get to gold, but you can be between silver and gold for a long time due to your acceptance rate. It goes according to your acceptance rate. For my rating, everything is like 10 out of 10 except for my acceptance rate due to me not accepting every single order. I accept orders that are worth the drive, and I'm just not going to do just any order just because I need money. I'm doing orders that make sense. Since I have been door dashing, I try to do orders that are at least $9 to $10 because you do the math. If I do a order that's $9 to $10 and I do 10 orders, that's $100 within one day already. You do what works for you, wherever you are door dashing it. If it's a smaller city or a bigger city, you can make the $100 quicker than others. That's a major rule too. Make sure you are in a city where the hot spots are always like they lit up, because it's not going to send you a DoorDash if you're not around the hot spots. Also, I want to touch on just even being comfortable with delivering the orders. In my first video, I touched on each scenario of how people want you to deliver the orders. Delivering the orders, definitely pay attention to the map to know exactly the area of where you are going, because once you accept the order and it start telling you all the directions and instructions to deliver the order, it can get complicated depending on where the customer is at. A lot of people that live in bigger cities, they live in apartments. So apartment complexes, the customer, if their apartment complex is gated, they will give you a code to get in. Some people are detailed with how to get to their apartment. Some are not. Some will just give you the apartment number and you have to look for it. So just be mindful. Every apartment is not the same and it can get a little discouraging, but just be mindful of, like I said, looking at that map to know where you are going. Just try to go where you're familiar with the area, or if you want to take a chance and make that money, make that money. But just know that you are not going to a house every time. Sometimes you will have to walk upstairs. You might have to get down, go to the front desk. If they are at work, it's not just simply going to somebody's house. You going to wherever they order from. Another tip is to DoorDash at peak times, lunch, evening, overnight. Don't DoorDash when it's slow because you're going to just ride around, and you're waiting on an order instead of just going DoorDash when you know a lot of people are ordering at that certain time, so you can get orders back to back and you're not just wasting gas riding around waiting on an order. Also, certain restaurants are different. Every restaurant is not the same. Majority of the time you will go in, say the name, get the order. With that, pay attention to the order because sometimes restaurants can mess up. A lot of times, if every bag is really supposed to be sealed. Some restaurants don't even seal the bag. I don't know why. I feel like that's a more of a protection on us, just in case a customer might want to say like, "Oh, we stole an item or something was missing," or just anything like that. But majority of the time, the bag is supposed to be sealed. So you can't unseal the bag, open and check to make sure that it's correct because you cannot open sealed bags. But for bags that are not sealed, do your best to open, check the order because just like when you order, treat it as your food. You want your food to be correct, up to par, napkins, utensils, if you ordered extra sauce or just be mindful and treat it as if that's your food, not just, oh, I'm just picking this up and it is what it is. Because when customers see you going out of your way, they will tip you. And also, I like to text them when I leave the restaurant. I don't text everybody. I mainly text the people that I have to hand their order to them or receive a pin code from them to let them know, hey, I'm 7 minutes away, I'm 5 minutes away, I'm 10 minutes away, just to give them a heads up because some people order food and they might put their phone down and start doing something else. A lot of people, they don't pay attention to when the order is going to arrive. So I try to give as many alerts as possible. If I have to leave it at the door, I don't usually text them because I'm just going to leave it and I could go about my way. But if I have to interact with the customer, I try to give them as many updates as possible. And also look at your messages because when certain customers see that you have arrived at the restaurant, like for instance, I had one customer ask me if I could have asked the restaurant to swap out her side for something else. So just always look at your phone because a customer can ask you to do something while you are at the restaurant. And if you've been in left and you missed their message, then you might have missed out on an extra tip. Another thing, just like take it one order at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't get discouraged. Take your time. Don't be in a rush. Do the speed limit. They know you are leaving the restaurant and going to their house. Things can happen, like roads can be closed off. It could be accidents. And that's where the communication comes in. You can call the customer or you can text the customer. Do not be afraid to let them know, hey, I might be running a little few minutes behind. Hey, I'm still waiting on your order. When you go out your way, they see that and it gets noticed. Even it gets noticed within the DoorDash app and it will help your score. Do orders that make sense and stick to a plan. If you want to make $50 today, make your $50 today and stop door dashing. If you want to make $200 a day, make $200 a day. But work smarter, not harder. Also, if you want to use your red card, the red card is for Raising Cane's orders and if you shop and deliver. I don't know why Raising Cane's is the only fast food restaurant that requires the red card, but basically you're using the red card to place the order. So let's say if the customer got a box combo, no coleslaw, extra toast with the Coke. So you place the order, you pay for their order with the red card, take a picture of their receipt, and it's the same process. You follow the instructions. If they want you to leave it at the door, hand it to them, or get their 4-digit PIN code. With shop and deliver, I don't do too many of those because a lot of people want you to make groceries for them. I do the ones that I could be in and out, because doing the shop and deliver orders, it is time consuming because you have to get down, go on the store, look for the item, scan the barcode, you go check out, you pay for it, take a picture of the receipt. It's just more time consuming to shop and deliver than just going pick up their food and dropping it to them. So make sure if you're going to do the shop and deliver, make sure like you're getting paid really good, because that can slow down your process of making whatever you want to hit, like whatever goal you want to hit that day. Shop and deliver is time consuming because you are going directly in the store, shopping for them and bringing them their order. If y'all have any more questions or concerns, feel free to comment down below. Like I said, I have been door dashing since March, and I can say within a month, if you hustle, you can make more than what you're making at an hourly job. Majority of the people work by the hour. They work an 8-hour shift. In this economy, a lot of people get paid at least $12, $13 an hour to $20 an hour. So do the math. You do the math of what you could be making at a clock in, clock out job, and you could make just as much DoorDash and doing it whenever you choose to. Because with DoorDash, you don't have a specific time that you have to clock in, clock out, and you don't have a specific time to where, oh, DoorDash gonna say you done made too much money, or you gotta stop, like you done enough for today. No, you do as many orders as you want. So go make that money.